Somewhere in the Topkapi Palace, a woman receives a small glass bottle. It fits in the palm of her hand. It contains almost nothing, a few drops of oil extracted from 10,000 rose petals. She doesn't open it immediately. She already knows what it means. She has waited 3 years for this. Attar is not perfume, not in the way we understand the word. It is oil, pure, concentrated, extracted through a process so slow and so delicate that a single gram can take an entire harvest to produce. Rose attar from the Ottoman valleys of Isparta required the petals to be collected before sunrise, while the dew was still on them. After sunrise, the scent began to change. There was a window of perhaps 2 hours every year. That was all you had. The perfumers who knew the process passed it down by word of mouth only. Nothing was written. If the knowledge died, it died completely. The Ottoman imperial harem was not what most people imagine. It was not a room full of waiting women. It was a city inside a palace, with its own hierarchy, its own economy, its own politics. Historians call the period between 1533 and 1656 the Sultanate of Women. Not because women ruled openly, but because they ruled. The Valide Sultan, the Sultan's mother, commanded the harem absolutely. Below her, a hierarchy so precise that where you sat at dinner told everyone in the room exactly who you were. And in this world, attar was currency, not metaphorically. A bottle given by the Valide Sultan meant you had been noticed. A bottle withheld meant something else entirely. Hurrem Sultan arrived in the harem as a slave. Her origins are disputed. Some say she was from Ukraine, others from Poland. She had no family connections, no political allies, no inherited status. What she had, historians note, was an extraordinary ability to create a presence, to be remembered. Suleiman the Magnificent broke centuries of Ottoman tradition to marry her, legally, formally, publicly. No sultan had taken a legal wife in over 100 years. Something changed his mind. We don't know exactly what. The records from inside the harem are almost entirely silent. What we know is that she corresponded with foreign kings, influenced military campaigns, and commissioned mosques. She started as a girl with nothing. She ended as the most powerful woman in the empire. Somewhere between those 2 points, there was a small glass bottle. There always was. A historian who spent 30 years studying the Ottoman harem was once asked, what was the most powerful object inside those walls? She thought for a long time. Then she said, nothing with a blade. Nothing with a seal. Something you could hold in one hand and no one would search you for. Something that entered a room before you did and stayed after you left. Today, rose attar from Isparta still exists. You can buy it. It costs more per gram than gold, and less than it once did, because the knowledge is no longer secret. It was written down, preserved, made available, and something was lost in that. Not the scent is the same, but the thing it carried, the weight of what it meant to receive it in a particular room from a particular hand. That cannot be bottled. That is gone, as if something was kept, and then, quietly, let go.